What's up and welcome back to the channel. You are listening to Ninja Knight. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads. Check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel and consider joining the channel today. Thank you. So what I'm posting today is a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer reaction video, and now this is something I've done before and I'm just going to talk about it, and spoilers for anybody that wants to be kept away from any of the stuff that's in the trailers or any of the reveals or the cameos that are going to happen in this movie. If you do not want to know about them, make sure you click out now, because I don't want to see you complaining in the comments. You have fair warning in my opinion. So there's a big part of this trailer that I have a huge problem with, so I'll address that last in this video. But what I'll do first is I'll show what's after being confirmed now. So for a lot of people that are out there that are in the know, there are a return of what seems to be fan favourite villains. Now what's going on at the moment is Marvel had decided to open the multiverse. In my opinion, it's to cover their tails for any sort of canonical problems that they have going forward, so that they don't have to worry about story threads or anything like that they've passed beforehand. Fans are fickle when it comes to canon, and we know our canon. So when that happens, when they deviate from something, they have the built-in excuse now of this multiverse to be able to do that. Not only that though, but I feel that these multiverse routes that the Hollywood movie industry are going down is going to be a route for them to be able to replace actors that they deem too problematic. We've already seen that with Disney Plus's Star-Lord that has been changed to T'Challa, so I think that is them testing the waters a little bit, in my opinion. More on that in another video. But what we'll do here is we'll talk about a couple of the images that I've seen in the trailer, and this confirms Electro. As we can see, there's a number of lightning bolts and I suppose electricity bolts that have been fired by Electro in the trailer at Spider-Man, so it confirms his involvement with it. Jamie Foxx confirmed it long ago without him posting an image of himself facing 3 Spider-Men. Now something that was absent from this video and this trailer was Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, who we know have joined this movie. The next thing that happened that was in this trailer that I think a lot of people probably will find interesting is the Willem Dafoe laugh. So it was the Green Goblin laugh, and then we seen the Willem Dafoe Sam Raimi pumpkin bomb be rolled along here on what seems to be some sort of highway. This is another return that I think a lot of people are very excited to see, because Willem Dafoe was iconic as the Green Goblin. I would have liked to see them do something a little bit different with the Green Goblin this time around in the MCU. And like I said, I think this is going to be them themselves being able to cover things. We've seen variants and stuff like that now in Loki, but I would have rather to see a new MCU incarnation of the Green Goblin. Personally, my fan favourite would have been Tom Vaughan Lawler, an Irish actor who actually played Ebony Maw as one of the Black Order in the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. I think he would have been a phenomenal Norman Osborn and Green Goblin. But here we go, this is what we're getting. The next reveal then, I think, was coming as no surprise, because he's been openly talking about it in the media. I'm really surprised to see that they allowed him to do it, which was Alfred Molina has been talking very openly about returning as Doc Ock. And this is another guy that's become a fan favourite due to a big desire to see Spider-Man 2 again. A lot of people still have some nostalgia for that movie. Personally, and I'm going to be honest, I have no nostalgia for the Raimi films. I find an awful lot of what happened in them to be absolute cringe, and I think when I seen Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus, he wasn't someone that I ever envisaged as Doc Ock, and I would have liked to see someone different. I would have liked, say, Christoph Waltz or something like that as Doc Ock. I think he would have been far more menacing, and I think he would have been someone that could have been good for the MCU as an overall villain then going on down the road. But they have Alfred Molina returning again, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be excited about that. This is where I come to the big issue of the trailer, and it's Doctor Strange. Now, Doctor Strange is a character that's a very powerful character. He's the Sorcerer Supreme at this moment in time, and he has gone through Infinity War, Endgame, and his own solo movie. He's going to have his own sequel, and he was airbrushed out of the WandaVision show. So he was actually supposed to be helping Wanda during that show, and at the end then in the last episode he was to turn up and help her out then. They decided to airbrush Benedict Cumberbatch and to obviously an extent Doctor Strange out of that show, because Kevin Feige didn't want a white male to be helping out Wanda Maximoff, which is a very strange route to go down. But it seems like this is the route that the MCU is going to go down now in future, with some of the stuff that they've been doing, for example in the likes of What If, changing Captain America's legacy, changing Star-Lord's legacy, and they have deconstructed two white male heroes immediately off the bat. It looks like they're going to do the same to Doctor Strange and What If also. My problem was this though. This is Doctor Strange. He is the Sorcerer Supreme. And you're telling me that he can't cast a spell correctly when Tom Holland's Peter Parker Spider-Man is prattling onto him. He is talking to him and he is actually distracting him. You're telling me that Doctor Strange can't cast that spell accurately because somebody's talking to him? Nah, I'm not having that. This is ridiculous, and I think a lot of people are going to get swooned by the likes of the cameos that happened in this trailer. But immediately when that happened, I said to myself, this guy is after surviving the likes of Endgame. This guy has after been involved as the Sorcerer Supreme and has had these interdimensional threats. He's faced Dormammu in his own solo movie, and yet he can't handle a teenager talking to him. Which brings me to my next point. This version of Peter Parker Spider-Man is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion, and it's something I absolutely hold in contempt. This version of Spider-Man is an idiot. He is embarrassing. He is not the genius level intellect that we're used to as a Spider-Man. He is not this kind of nerdy, shy kid that he should be and what he has been in the comics. They have gone for this new edgy dummy as the Spider-Man, and it's something I'm not a fan of. I can't wait to see Andrew Garfield, and I sincerely hope so, that they hold his legacy in high esteem, because to me he was the most intelligent of the three live action Spider-Man that we have had. He was able to design his own suit, he was able to design his own webbing, and overall then was able to use his smarts to beat the two villains that he faced. Three maybe if you want to count the likes of the Green Goblin that was in the second one, and then we don't know the ultimate fight that happened then with Rhino at the end of that one. Perhaps they might elaborate it on this movie. But this is where we're at now with the current MCU. They are happy to throw Doctor Strange and Spider-Man under the bus rather than come along and say this, that they have an interdimensional threat, a new villain that has unleashed these villains, has himself cast spells. We have Baron Mordo that's out there, that's played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, I think that guy's name is, and he's a very capable actor. He's been in the Sanctum Sanctorum, and he's also worked with the Ancient One. If there was someone that was going to cast up some problems, would you not think it would be this guy? This is very strange. Would you not think then, after what they've done with Loki, for example, which basically shows that Kang is in control of all of this, that they would have went down that route? Instead, they have thrown Doctor Strange under the bus here and made him look like an absolute idiot. Not only that then, but in the video as well, it's pretty clear that it seems like Wong is calling the shots in the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is another strange thing to be happening, pardon the pun. But this is where we're at now with the MCU. The MCU is doing things, and fans, while they're clapping like seals, are not understanding the diminishing legacy that is happening to these great characters, these characters that have been holding up Marvel for so long. And here's another little point that I just want to talk about. Doctor Strange is being killed off in the comic books. They're calling it the death of Doctor Strange that is coming. It's going to be an event, and they're talking about who will be the next Sorcerer Supreme. I'm probably going to do a separate video on it to talk about it, but I will tell you this. It seems like they are moving in the direction of giving that title to Wanda Maximoff. They are going to call her the Sorceress Supreme. Now this is just speculation and rumour. This is something that a source has sent to me. And it seems like with the moves that they're making in the MCU, with Kevin Feige currently shifting towards telling us that the Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, is the most powerful character in the MCU, it seems like that this could be what's happening next. And I don't think it'd be any sort of surprise, given the fact she's turning up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which is going to be the follow-on movie from this one. I don't think it's too out of the realm to think that she's going to become the Sorceress Supreme in the MCU, and the comics might follow suit. This is where we're at with Marvel now at the moment. Marvel's in big trouble, and this is the way they're going along with it. It's disappointing to see this, and it's disappointing to see two characters, two mainstays of the industry, two very much so important characters to a lot of fans out there, be treated in such a horrible manner, in my opinion, where a lot of people out there that will clap like seals. They won't think about the product and what they're being given. They'll just keep consuming it. It's like a cheap Happy Meal. They just consume it and then do whatever they do later on to get rid of it, don't think about it, and then on to the next one. Sad stuff to see. That's my reaction anyway to this Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. I'm sure that this is going to be fairly in odds with what some people might think, but I think the large majority of people out there that are big fans of Doctor Strange, I know personally relatives of myself, they actually love Doctor Strange as one of their favourite characters, and to see him treated like this is absolutely shambolic in my opinion. Peter Parker Spider-Man is one of my all-time favourite heroes, and to see him being treated in this way is shambolic, it's disgusting, it's disgraceful, and it's what I think about this MCU at large now. The MCU for a lot of people ended with Endgame, and I think at this point in time that's probably where the train is going to stop there, because what they're cooking up next doesn't look good. Anyway, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads to check out all of the stuff that I upload in future, and I'll talk to you later. Good luck. Due to the limiting of information on this platform, make sure you follow me over here on Odyssey. It's available on web browser, it's available on iOS, and it's soon to be available on Android. I'm also available over here on Rumble at Ninja Knight, so if you'd like to follow me over there, do so now. Thank you and good luck.